Hello everyone, it's nice to be back here. Hope you're all really well. It's been a strange week, I'm sure, for everybody. So today we're going to have a little recap about the breathing exercises that we did last week. We're going to introduce a slightly different exercise where we're incorporating a tiny bit of movement. It's really gentle movement. And then we're going to move on to loving kindness meditation, and that's going to be slightly different from last week in that you'll have to kind of do a little bit of response. Last week it was more me directing you. This week there'll be a little bit of a response, but I'm sure you're ready for it. And then we'll talk about next week. I hope you're all well. So what we'll start with is our diaphragm breathing. If you joined us last week or you've seen the video, what I'm really keen on is drawing your breath really far down into your diaphragm rather than breathing from your chest or from your throat. When we're stressed, we tend to breathe from our chest and from our throat, and then that sends signals around the body to say, be scared, the lions and tigers are there. So what we're trying to do is give the message to our body that we're okay, there's no threat, and then the physical results of stress are reduced then. So I want you to put one hand on your chest and one hand just below on your diaphragm. You can't see it, just pop up like that. And we're going to do the first 3 deep breaths, and I want you to really notice where that breath is going and focus on drawing it down to your diaphragm. Okay, so I'll count for you. I'll count you 3 deep breaths. So we'll go now in, and out. So that's 1 in, out. 2 and in and out, and that's 3. And that diaphragm breath is, when I do my relaxation workshops, I call it it's like the Tesco value of the breathing. It's reliable, it's basic, but it's really effective at just helping you to calm. So this time we're going to do the diaphragm breaths again, but we're going to add some really gentle movement in, and this is a really good way of visualising where the breath is going. So on the in breath, we're going to lift our hands up. You can't really see. I'm going to do it like that, but you could do it out to the side. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring our hands down. Then you can sort of visualise pushing that breath out. And as you push that breath out, you're releasing the tension. So we'll do 3 of those, and then we'll see how we feel after that. So concentrate on drawing that breath into the diaphragm. And so we're going to breathe in and lift our hands up. So here we go. In and out. And you're releasing that tension. Okay, and in and out. And last one, in and out. And just adding that bit of movement in helps to focus on where the breath's going. It must be something to do with that mind-body link. So yeah, I like that one, just to kind of give me a little bit more focus, give my hands something to do, because as you can see, I'm a bit of a hand waver. Okay, so the next breathing exercise we're going to do is really simple. We're going to continue with that diaphragm breath, and then on the exhale, we're just going to sigh it out, and we're going to sigh out any tension that you have. So we're aiming for the same thing, we're aiming for the diaphragm, but on the exhale we're going to just make a little sighing noise. If there's someone else there with you, you just warn them that you're all right. And if you're on your own, go for it, go for it. Okay, so we'll start again. We're going to breathe in. And then on the exhale, sigh it out. And breathe in. And sigh it out. You can feel your shoulders drop as you do it. And the last one, in. And sigh it out. There's something about that helps us drop our shoulders, and it's really effective. Okay, so hopefully we've done that breathing now. We've made a little bit more space to feel a little bit more relaxed. And now we're going to move on to the meditation. I don't know if I said last week, it's a kindness meditation. And the first part of it is that we're going to address being kind to ourselves, which I think sometimes we don't make space or time to do, and a lot of us are our own harshest critic. So today we're going to just put that aside and we're going to be kind to ourselves, and then we'll be directing that kindness to loved ones and our thoughts to our loved ones, and then we'll end with some relaxing breaths. Okay, so get yourselves in a comfortable position. It might be seated, that's fine. If you're seated, make sure your feet are flat on the floor. If you want to lie down, find somewhere comfortable. You might want to close your eyes. And so once you're in your position, we're just going to notice how it feels in your position. Notice your feet in contact with the floor, or your body in contact with where you're lying. And we're going to do our 3 diaphragm breaths. We're going to come back to those breaths. So in, out 1, and in, and out 2, and in, and out 3. Okay, and our next set of breaths, our next set of 3, we're going to move on, and I want you to focus on your chest, your heart area. So it might be useful to put your hand there. And for our next set of 3 breaths, we're going to notice the breath coming through our chest and our heart. So we'll do another round of 3. So in, and out. 1, in, and out. That's 2, and in, out, and that's 3. And we've got our hands on our heart, not in our chest, and I want you to notice that feeling in your heart area, both physically and emotionally. And we'll do 3 more breaths. So we're noticing the feeling in our heart, both physically and emotionally. So we'll do 3 more breaths. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and throughout this meditation, I want you to focus on that breath. Keep that breath moving. We're breathing out the tension as we go. So we're going to move on now to the phrases that we're going to use in this meditation. And these are key phrases that are going to reflect kindness and care for ourselves. And we'll do it for 3 rounds of breath. And the first thing we're going to say to ourselves is, may I be safe. And we're going to have a round of 3 breaths as we say it. Okay, so breathe in. May I be safe. In. May I be safe. In. May I be safe. Okay. For the next round of breaths, the words will be, may I be loved. Okay. And in. May I be loved. And in. May I be loved. And in. May I be loved. And you're keeping those breaths moving, you're breathing out the tension, and you're breathing in love and kindness. For the last phrase we're going to use, it's may I be peaceful. So in, may I be peaceful. And in, may I be peaceful. And in, may I be peaceful. And I want to draw your attention to those words and those feelings. So being safe, being loved, and being peaceful. And if your attention wanders, just come back to those words: safe, loved, and peaceful. Safe, loved, and peaceful. Okay, we've said those words to ourselves now, and that's an act of kindness and care for ourselves. And now I want you to shift your attention to a loved one or loved ones, and we're going to think about the love and gratitude we have for them. And we'll be using the same words, but in this way we're going to say, may you be safe, and we're directing that to our loved ones, and we'll do it on a round of 3 breaths. Okay. So the first round, breathe in. May you be safe. Breathe in. May you be safe. And in. May you be safe. We'll move on to the next round. And in. May you be loved. And in. May you be loved. And in. May you be loved. Okay, we're moving on to the third round. The words are peaceful. So in, may you be peaceful. And in, may you be peaceful. And in, may you be peaceful. And so what we're going to do is focus on those words. If other thoughts come in, you're just going to bat them away like a balloon And the words we're focusing on are safe, loved, and peaceful. So we'll do another round of breath, and we're going to think of those words safe, loved, and peaceful. So in, one, and in, that's two, and in, and that's three. Okay, we're coming to the end of this part of the meditation, and I want you to focus on those feelings of safety, those feelings of love, and those feelings of peace. So we're going to do 2 sets of 3 breaths, and we're going to focus on those feelings of safety and love and peace. Okay, and breathe in. Safety, and in, love, and in, peace. Okay, going on to this is our last round of breaths for the meditation now, and just keep focusing on those feelings. So in, that's 1, and in, that's 2, and in, that's 3. Okay, so keep holding on to those feelings. It might even be helpful if you've moved your hand just to put your hand back on your heart. And we're going to try and capture those feelings of safety and love and peace. So come back to the room when you're ready. And so over the week, I'm not going to give you homework because I've got 3 children at home, so I'm trying to do teaching them as well. So it's a homework-free zone. But if you feel the anxiety and the worry, because we don't know what is happening in the world around us, we're just going to return to those diaphragm breaths. They're the key to everything. So you're going to breathe in and draw that breath down to your diaphragm and do them in rounds of 3, because anybody can do anything for a count of 3, and then it'll just help to reduce that stress response that your body is trying to encourage you to go into. Okay, thank you so much for coming to join the live. There's so many great things that are happening in this group. Yesterday it felt like a treat. There's another video, I'll watch that one. It was really, really lovely. Next week we're going to do some slightly different breathing techniques, one called the alternate nostril breathing. So if you've got a cold, that might not be one for you, but you can watch and learn it anyway. And we're going to do a gratitude meditation, which would be, it can be easy to feel quite resentful at the moment because we're either staying at home or we're caring for others, and that makes life busy and yet not busy in a strange way. Or you might be a key worker and not being able to see your family and not being able to be at home. So what we're going to do next week is work on finding things that we can be grateful for, and because studies have shown that if you exercise gratitude, it can improve your mental health and your outlook. So thank you again for joining. There's some great things in this group all week, so yeah, stay safe, look after yourselves and look after each other. Bye.